I have people ask me before, does it really take 15 to 20 minutes to make a pizza? Answer to that is no, it actually takes a lot longer than 15 to 20 minutes. I work at Mazio's now, and we do catering and all that good stuff. Your first process, of course you're going to wash your hands and all that good stuff before you touch anything. Your first process though is, we've got a big industrial mixer back in the kitchen. You're going to get bags of flour, pizza flour, it has special ingredients in it, and water and other ingredients that I cannot tell you about because every pizza place has their own secret ingredients. But you're going to put it in that mixer and mix it up. And we do this every day fresh. Our dough does not come frozen. We do not use old dough. We throw our dough away at night. But you make your dough. We have somebody come in at 7 o'clock in the morning to make the dough. It takes anywhere between an hour to 2 hours just to do enough dough for one day. After we do that, it goes into 5-gallon buckets. I do not have a picture to show you that, but it goes into 5-gallon buckets to rise. After it is rose, depending on the kind of dough that we're going to use, we put it in balls or we put it in pans. If you're using a deep pan dough, it goes into the pan to rise. If not, it goes into a ball to rise. After you've let it rise, you're going to take it and roll it in flour and flatten it with your hands. After you do that, it's going to go through what we call a dough press or a dough sheeter. Everybody calls it something different. What this does is it flattens out the dough to where you can put it on a pan and get it ready to go. That process from the dough ball to putting it on a pan can take anywhere between 10 to 15 minutes. So we're at 2 hours and 15 minutes now. After you sheeted it, some places do it different. They dock it before they put it on the pan, or you can dock it after the pan. This little roller thing that's up here is what we call a dock. It just puts little air holes in there to keep the dough from getting air bubbles. Then we see him sheeting it onto a pan. Like I said, you can either dock it before you put it on the pan or after you put it on the pan. It doesn't matter. Docking is the most important part of the pizza dough though, because if you do not, it will get air bubbles and the air bubbles will burn. There will be no cheese, no toppings at all. Of course, we have a variety of different foods that we serve, from pizza to calzone rings to pasta to our wonderful salad bar to cookie pizzas, mozzarella sticks, toasted raviolis. I mean, you name it, we've got it. So now I'm going to actually demonstrate. I couldn't demonstrate making the actual dough process, but I am going to demonstrate from there. The next thing you're going to do after you've sheeted it, this one will not get docked because it is what we call a hand tossed dough, which is the thicker dough. We let it rise. Usually what we do is we take a fork and just poke a few little holes in it. I do not have a fork to do that today. The next thing you're going to do, and I've already pre-measured all this, depending on the size of pizza, depends on how much topping it gets. You put your sauce on there. Some people use a scoop to spread the sauce. We do not. You spread the sauce just by simply rolling it around. You have a sauced pizza. Your next step is cheese. To me, cheese is the most important part of the pizza. It's what makes it taste good. Of course, after topping the pizza. That's what makes it taste good. The cheesier, the better. Of course, when cheese on pizza is going to be not like it's supposed to be, but it'll be all right. You're going to take the cheese and spread it out on the pizza. You guys, I know this is going to look horrible. I'm sorry. I was hoping it wouldn't do that, but it did. They're in the car. After you cheese the pizza, depending on what kind of pizza they've ordered, you're going to put toppings on it. I chose pepperoni and Canadian bacon.
Turn your little camera towards your...
Oh, I didn't turn it towards me, did I? I'm sorry.
There you go.
Did everybody see what I did just a second ago? Okay, good. Now, usually, the Canadian bacon will go on the bottom underneath the cheese, but since I'm doing a 2-topping, it's all going to go on the top. You're going to put your toppings on and spread them out to where they wind up being even. And depending on the size of pizza, depends on how many of these it gets. Like a large gets like 30 pepperonis and so much weight in Canadian bacon. It just depends on the toppings what it gets. You ask for extra, of course they put extra on there. There we go. We have a hot pizza. It's going to go in the oven after this, and it's going to cook, which I don't have an oven to show you how it cooks. But it's going to come out, and then we get a pizza cutter. Depending on the size of your pizza, it's going to depend on how many slices it gets. Large gets 10, medium gets 8, small gets 6, mini gets 4. Jumbos, we don't cut like we do large pizzas. The jumbos are cut into squares. It's always different. But you're going to take it and you're going to slide it onto a board, and then you're going to take it and you're going to, I can't actually cut it in here, you're going to cut it 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That'll make exactly 10 slices of pizza. Then you're going to box it up or put it on a plate, whichever one. If it's for to-go, of course it goes into a box. If it's dine-in, it goes onto a plate. And your finished product, you have a completed pizza. Pepperoni, whatever topping you want.
620.
Alright. So yes, the answer to my question that most people ask, it's not a 15 to 20-minute process. It does take a lot of time to prepare your pizza for the day. Thank y'all for listening. And if you're hungry, there's plenty here. I've got cheese sticks, pepperoni, hamburger, and sausage. But I figure you want to wait until after the rest of the speeches, right?
You can go ahead and serve it if you want to. Y'all can eat and listen to.
And I'm sorry that wound up being very ugly.
I don't imagine it would affect the taste one bit. Which this isn't part of my speech. This is just out of niceness. These are what we call pizza passes, you guys. If you ever go in for a lunchtime buffet, as long as it isn't on Sunday day buffet or Monday night buffet, you can get a buffet and a drink for $6.75. They're usually $9.35. My goodness.
And you can also save on pizza throughout the week. But you have to show them when you come in. Huh? Well,
Thank you.
that's easier said than done. The boss is usually there. You can come on up here and help yourselves if you want to. I've got plates.
Oh, you even brought plates. My
Yes,
goodness.
ma'am. Because pizza's messy. I wouldn't know. Whatever you want. What, trust me, there's more. I got a family sauce too. Is anybody else gonna make the table? Can I just leave this sit down?
Jasmine, what are you gonna need up here?
Just a chair, a chair.
Okay. So you won't need the
Yeah, that
table.
don't sound right.
You better come on up here and get yours.
I can't help you there. I don't think I have one.
I really ain't know what to be saying.
Oh, if you haven't tried it yet, I'm gonna show you. If y'all haven't tried it yet, those things up there in the corner, those big puffy things, are called garlic knots. Oh, they're awesome.
Which ones?
Up here in the top corner,
On the right over
on the
there?
right over here, it's a new item that they just came out with. It's kind of like garlic breadsticks, but they're twisted up into like pretzel knots. And they get really fluffy. They're really, really good.
Huh.
I don't know how to turn this off, so. I can't do stuff like this yet.
Oh, that's horrible.
I'll eat a piece for
You
you.
can go get you some when you can.
It smells so good. It's right
Yeah.
here.
cheese was one of those things after I had gallbladder surgery. Was very hard for me to eat for a long, long time. I can eat it now, it doesn't bother me at all.
I don't know what it is. It's like every time I eat meat, I get so sick. Just meat or anything.
Anything with fat.
And it usually
But cheese, like Velveeta, is so high fat. A whole lot of
First fish, now pizza, we on a roll.
I love cheese dip. I'm still recording, that's like.